Hey everybody, this is Francesco Abbruzzino, or as my friends like to call me, Frankie. And today we have our Saturday show. But first, let's start with our sponsor, Dominic's Blinds and Decor. For more information on Dominic's Blinds and Decor, give them a call at 941-922-2345. That's 941-922-2345. Or check them out at dominicsblinds.com and tell them Phil Grandy sent you. All right, guys, we have a great lineup today. It's, as I said, it's Saturday, it's the 13th, and today's conversation will revolve around several issues that impact us locally. Today, we're going to try to discuss the laws banning peaceful panhandling. Are they unconstitutional? Do they discriminate against the homeless? Or do they really worry about their safety? Another one is, yes, there's another sex controversy with the MPPD. What's going down there in Northport? Shipping the homeless out, again on the homeless issue. Being kind, sending them elsewhere. Should we be doing that? Will this solve their problem, or will it make somebody else's problem? Minimum wage, we're going to try to get on that. Will it increase or help or hurt the Sarasotans? The cost of politics as usual, and then school vouchers. So I have a huge lineup. I'm even going to try to conquer Medicaid expansion into Florida and how that could help or hinder us. If you are watching on my site, you are watching a raw video. Otherwise, you're hearing me on the radio. Let's go ahead and start with laws banning peaceful handling or panhandling. Are anti-begging ordinances on their books, are they unconstitutional? And should they be repealed? Is the commission really worried about safety, or is it just a way to stop panhandling? These are the questions that Sarasota County commissioners are facing, especially if they let the firefighters collect for a charity, where they walk around with their little boots for muscular dystrophy. However, if they put so many requirements in place so that it's so difficult for the homeless to conduct their panhandling, but it's not difficult for the firefighters, will that give them the cover that they're looking for? Because that's the option they're looking at right now, folks. So the question remains, are anti-begging ordinances that punish the most vulnerable segment of our society harsh and possibly unconstitutional? Should a person be thrown in jail or subject to a fine for holding up a sign or simply asking for some spare change? I mean, after all, we're one of the richest communities out there, right? Who knows? Panhandlers, with their crumbled signs, their coffee cups, their pleas for help, as a customary sight in many American towns and cities, just like a Starbucks or a McDonald's sitting right there on our corner. However, within Sarasota County, you will not see them on the street corner unless they're violating a county ordinance that was put in place a few months ago, about a year ago. Many homeless feel that their right to free speech has been violated by the county ordinance, and that ban soliciting them from being near roadways is unconstitutional. The Sarasota County Panhandling Ordinance does not actually mention panhandling, though, because asking for money is considered free speech, and you can't restrict free speech under the Constitution. Makes sense, right? Sarasota County did have the issue a couple years ago, but they fixed it under pressure from the jailhouse attorney, Michael Barfield, with the ACLU. The ordinance basically stated that pedestrians must be 6 feet from the road when occupying a median. It also prohibits the exchange of any items, including cash, between someone that's standing on the sidewalk and the occupant of a motorized vehicle in the roadway. And this is what's causing the firefighters some distress, because they can't go out and try to collect with their boots. Instead, the county prohibits speech-neutral activities such as standing near roadways and interacting with these drivers and pedestrians. The emphasis, they say, is on protecting safety, and they say that to try to get around the whole constitutional free speech issue. But this ordinance also prevented these firefighters, as I was saying, from doing their fundraising. This dates back some 60 years, folks, where they walk around with the boot, you throw money in it, it's for a great cause. So, the county wants to figure out a way to continue the ban on panhandling to get rid of those bums, as they would call them, except for these charitable organizations. So they tasked DeMarsh, and the county commissioners talked about suspending the ordinance regarding roadside activities during certain times of the year. However, Exceptions to the ordinance could be interpreted as providing a too high of a barrier for free speech or favoring one type of speech over another. It might not pass the constitutional muster, and they may have that ACLU jailhouse attorney on their back. So the commissioners are looking at ways to craft a new ordinance that will basically enable them to discriminate against the homeless, yet will allow the firefighters with their boots to do what the homeless people do with their cardboard signs, or what they'd like to do because they can't. It's all under the guise of safety. Those Sarasota commissioners, they're so worried about the homeless and their safety. They're not worried about them littering up the roadways. Yes, the lovely county commissioners are worried about safety, and I have a bridge for sale. The county attorney seems to think that he can continue to push this whole safety issue, which will provide a loophole around the accusations of violating the homeless free speech or being accused of some form of discrimination. DeMar stated that the new ordinance will require that a permit be obtained and that the permit application provide a safety plan and that pedestrians wear safety vests. So basically, the ordinance could limit the activities to daylight hours or locations designated in the ordinance and probably just on a few pre-designated weekends per year. In other words, they're going to make it as difficult as possible, as difficult as it could be, for a homeless person to meet that requirement. Call me crazy, call me a nut, but I'm pretty sure the likes of the jailhouse attorney at the ACLU has on his hand will find a way. He'll find a way to help the homeless get through all this bureaucratic red tape so that they can join the firefighters on the street corners. However, they don't think so. They're thinking it'll be so complex, so difficult that they will not be able to navigate through it. But I'm telling you, Mark Byfield, he's a smart character. He'll find a way for the homeless to navigate through it. So does this all make sense? Will the homeless just continue to do what I see them doing on a regular basis? I live in Venice, and every once in a while they'll show up on a street corner. I'll be looking, wondering, what's going on here? They'll have their yellow vest on. They'll have their cans there, but I know it's illegal to be doing this, yet they're doing it. I'm wondering if the laws are too lenient because the police will come along. Next thing I know, they take off. They're on another corner. They don't stay there too long. They're there maybe an hour or two, if that, collecting money and then taking off. Obviously, I don't give them money, but people are out there contributing. And what's this money going for? Is it going for their next synthetic drug? I don't think it's going to provide them food and shelter to try to get out of this predicament that they're in. I often wonder what's up with it. So I ask you, the listeners, what are your thoughts on this issue? Let me know. Stop by my page anytime at theuncensoredreport.com. Shoot me an email. Let me know if you're in favor of this de facto discrimination against the homeless, or if it's fine putting up these barriers to the homeless so that they can't go out there and look for money. Is it fair? Does it continue to give Sarasota County that black eye that we're receiving from shipping homeless off, which I'm going to cover in the next few segments, to restricting their ability to go out and try to collect some kind of money? What say you, folks? So we're going to talk about the homeless next thing. I think what we'll do is in segment 2, we'll go into that whole homeless plot and the city's decision, of City of Sarasota's decision, to try to ship them off homeward bound. And we'll see what your thoughts are on that issue. This is Frankie. I'll see you back in just a few minutes. Check out My Patriot Supply. They got the straw there. That straw is great. I tell you what, folks, you can go out and basically, if we're in a critical situation and there's a massive hurricane, there's no water, guess what? You use these straws, the life straw, out there in the pond, and it cleans out all the water and gets you filtered water. How can you beat it? Check it out. Check the product and much more, and help support the operations at theuncensoredreport.com. Hey, everybody, this is Frankie, and I'm here today to introduce Longevity. It's a great nutritional supplement to anybody that's eating right or not eating right. I take supplements on a regular basis, and Longevity cannot be beat, especially at some of the great price points. So go to theroguegrant.com or theuncensoredreport.com and click on Shop. Go down to Longevity, click on it, and you'll be helping out the operations of the station so that we can continue to bring you a fresh perspective on alternative news. Longevity. Check it out today.
Is your money manager giving you safety and security? Wouldn't you like to make your money work harder for you? Then you should consider joining philsgang.com, where thousands of individual investors have successfully profited.
This year I'm up 60% on my portfolio. Following your system has been fantastic. I've been with you for about a month and a half now, and I'm already up 7%.
I've been in the business for a long time, and you're really one of the best I've ever heard.
Well, I just want to let you know what a great teacher you are.
For over a decade, philsgang.com's Phil Grandy and Donald Cogswell have been teaching, coaching, and investing right along with all Phil's Gang members.
I want to thank Donnie for market wrap. I bought 2,500 shares of AUI and sold it this morning at $820 profit.
Why not join thousands of satisfied Phil's Gang customers today? Go to philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4...
1-800-PET-MEDS. Yes, get your pet essentials, your medicines, your collars, everything you need online. And guess what? You'll be supporting the operations of this great station, the Uncensored Report. So go to my website, click on the icon for 1-800-PET-MEDS, and help us continue the information war that's going on out there. Get some of this great apparel from theroguegrant.com or the Uncensored Report or theviniscoop.com. We have hats, shirts, coffee mugs. They say educate, inspire, and change. Or for my Scoop fans, it'll say the Venice Scoop, Sarasota Scoop, etc. Help me with this operation so I can continue to get a fresh perspective on the news out to the masses. Thanks a lot, and have a great day. Just go to my website and click on. Hey everybody, have you thought about fluoride, how it's dumbing us down? Why don't you give Fluoride Shield a try? Or how about Survival Shield to help you get the iodine that's been taken out of our salts? Give both of these products a try. Just go to theroguegrant.com or the uncensoredreport.com. Click on my shop area and click on the InfoWars icon. It'll give credit to the operation and help us continue to get the message out there. Have a great day. Did you know that the Bead Room, Macy's, and Sam's Club are now part of my organization where we are doing a revenue sharing program? So go to my webpage, theuncensoredreport.com. Click on any of those three links and take advantage of some of the free shipping or discounts that you may get. In return, you're supporting the operation and allowing me to continue to get the message out, both locally, nationally, and internationally. Check out My Patriot Supply. They got the straw there. That straw is great. I tell you what, folks, you can go out and basically, if we're in a critical situation and there's a massive hurricane, there's no water, guess what? You use these straws, the life straw, out there in the pond, and it cleans out all the water and gets you filtered water. How can you beat it? Check it out. Check the product and much more, and help support the operations at theuncensoredreport.com. Get some of this great apparel from theroguegrant.com or the Uncensored Report or theviniscoop.com. We have hats, shirts, coffee mugs. They say educate, inspire, and change. Or for my Scoop fans, it'll say the Venice Scoop, Sarasota Scoop, etc. Help me with this operation so I can continue to get a fresh perspective on the news out to the masses. Thanks a lot, and have a great day. Just go to my website and click on the icon. Hey everybody, this is Frankie and I am back, and what an exciting day it is today, and we're going to continue this homeless conversation. You know, recently we had a city council meeting just actually this week, and they came down on the chief because he busted up a homeless camp in Venice. There were a lot of meth heads, pill heads, things like that. And, you know, I did a story on my uncensoredreport.com. I went there and I went out to this camp where they said they were seeing a lot of homeless people that were out there. It's right in front of a government subsidized housing. And they were seeing homeless people that were, according to some individuals, taking drugs, having sex, getting rowdy, and doing things that they don't like in that neighborhood. I thought it was a bit ironic, being that a lot of these people that are in this subsidized housing would not be there and may be out in the street, the very same street that these homeless individuals are in, if the government was not subsidizing their housing there. I went out, I tried to interview some of the homeless. I couldn't find any, so I talked to a few of the individuals that lived there. They attributed a lot of the concerns to certain individuals that they said no matter what, even if you stop the peeing and the pooping in the yards and stuff, they're going to go ahead and still complain about these homeless. Now, one suggestion I did think is, hey, why don't we get a porta-john out here? That'll take care of some of the issues. But obviously the city didn't listen to me. And Sarasota, though, they went a step further. They said, you know what, let's do this with our homeless problem, which is similar to the problem in Venice, but magnified a bit more. So they created this Homeward Bound program where the city is growing a public, and it's going to be basically a public and private fund to pay for the homeless. And you want to send them back home, and they're doing it just to be kind people, not to get rid of them, not to get rid of all the homeless that are at the de facto homeless facility, which we call the Selby Library. No, that's not the reason why. You see, that's right. What's happening, folks, is starting next month, if you take a trip to downtown Sarasota, you may start to see fewer homeless people. They won't be sleeping and hanging around as much as you used to see. And there's a very good reason for this. The city has decided to move forward with their controversial effort to deal with the homelessness in the city. And basically, they're going to ship them out of the city of Sarasota and make them somebody else's problem. What an excellent idea. I got in my head, wait a second. And here's the key. They're going to give them up to $1,000 to do this. So I thought, hey, I could go up there. I could sleep one night in the street. And then I could ask them to ship me home to Venice. It'll cost like $10, and then I got 990 extra bucks in my pocket. I'm not sure if it'll float, but hey, I thought I'd try it. So anyways, here we are. The Sarasota homeless consultant, he was asked about this whole program, and he said, you know what? You guys are paying me a ton of money. Well, he didn't say it, but I'm thinking we paid him over $120,000. I think we're paying him something like $5,000 a month, whatever the number is. And guess what? The city of Sarasota, with all their brilliance, didn't even involve him in the decision-making process. They didn't go up to them and ask him, what are your thoughts on this Homeward Bound program? Do you think it will work? They're not consulting with him on anything. Why are we paying this guy, I ask? They're not listening to the Come As You Are facility concept. They're not going to him on the Homeward Bound concept. They didn't approach him and discuss the whole process where the police department's going around and talking with the homeless and trying to get them off the streets. So they're not talking to the consultant we're paying. Tom Barwin stated that they were doing this to help the homeless and just not to ship them out of the town. And I don't know if I'm buying into that, folks. I don't know if I'm appreciative. You guys all know how I am on consultants. I'm not a fan of it, right? I don't know if I appreciate the fact that Tom Barwin is sugarcoating something for me, saying we're just trying to be nice. I mean, really, folks, we spend all this money on a consultant and they can't even talk to them? Can't even bring Robert into the conversation? Robert is the consultant. Now, while it sounds great on the surface and it sounds like a win-win situation, some critics are a little concerned. As am I. Many homeless people have mental issues. They have addiction problems, like I was talking about the meth heads that were just busted. And their families and friends will not be prepared to address this issue. You're going to ship them off up there and make it their problem. He says, oh, no, we're going to make sure they have help on the other end. How? What's your game plan? You're not even talking to your homeless consultant. How can I sit here and honestly feel that you have a game plan? Shipping people out of the city like unwanted merchandise is not a solution. And it seems somewhat sinister. And it's given us that black eye again. And that's why we're out there on top of the list. We were moved down the list. I think we're going to be moved back up on the list as a city, a county that hates the homeless. And we have Sue Chapman, the likes of Sue Chapman, to thank for that. These efforts have gone wrong elsewhere, folks. If they would have researched it, if they would have talked to the consultant, they would have found out it's not that great of an idea. I would not be surprised if Sue Chapman came in and said, let's just ship their butts out of town and make them someone else's issue. Then the whole cheerleading squad, the whole city council jumped on board and said, hey, what a heck of a great idea, Sue Chapman. You're the shining star of the council. I tell you, last year, the city of San Francisco tried this, and they were sued. And they were basically, the state of Nevada sued them because they were shipping these people over to California, San Francisco, and making it their problem, and they were being held accountable for the payment of the mental issues and the drug abuse issues. So they shipped it and made it San Francisco's problem. A lawsuit came out of that. So will that happen here? Remember, Tom Barwin states that this is not just a matter of shoving people off on random buses to the county line. He really cares for them. It's not about making it someone else's problem. He's here to reunite them with their families. Yes, a person with a mental issue or drug issue, after living on the streets, I could see how the family would want to take them in. Oh, you've lived on the street for 5 years. You've been doing meth. Sure, come on in. We love you. We want you back. More than likely, they've turned the back on this person because of the drugs and the situation this person's been involved in. All right, we got to go into a break, but we're going to come back on the next segment. We're going to continue this conversation, and then we're going to delve into that whole Northport Police Department sex case. Yes, there was another one down there, folks. I don't know what that department's doing, but it's concerning. I'm concerned. Are you? All right. So, folks, we will be back in just a few minutes. Don't miss me. I hope everyone's having a great Saturday, and we'll see you. Check out My Patriot Supply. They got the straw there. That straw is great. I tell you what, folks, you can go out and basically, if we're in a critical situation and there's a massive hurricane, there's no water, guess what? You use these straws, the life straw, out there in the pond, and it cleans out all the water and gets you filtered water. How can you beat it? Check it out. Check the product and much more, and help support the operations at theuncensoredreport.com.
264. That's 877-600-4264. Call today. Is your money manager giving you safety and security? Wouldn't you like to make your money work harder for you? Then you should consider joining philsgang.com, where thousands of individual investors have successfully profited.
This year I'm up 60% on my portfolio. Following your system has been fantastic. I've been with you for about a month and a half now, and I'm already up 7%.
I've been in the business for a long time, and you're really one of the best I've ever heard.
Well, I just want to let you know what a great teacher you are.
For over a decade, philsgang.com's Phil Grandy and Donald Cogswell have been teaching, coaching, and investing right along with all Phil's Gang members.
I want to thank Donnie for market wrap. I bought 2,500 shares of AUI and sold it this morning at $820 profit.
Why not join thousands of satisfied Phil's Gang customers today? Go to philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Call today.
1-800-PET-MEDS. Yes, get your pet essentials, your medicines, your collars, everything you need online. And guess what? You'll be supporting the operations of this great station, the Uncensored Report. So go to my website, click on the icon for 1-800-PET-MEDS, and help us continue the information war that's going on out there. Hey everybody, have you thought about fluoride, how it's dumbing us down? Why don't you give Fluoride Shield a try? Or how about Survival Shield to help you get the iodine that's been taken out of our salts? Give both of these products a try. Just go to theroguerat.com or theuncensoredreport.com. Click on my shop area. Hey everybody, this is Frankie, and I'm here today to introduce Longevity. It's a great nutritional supplement to anybody that's eating right or not eating right. I take supplements on a regular basis, and longevity cannot be beat, especially at some of the great price points. So go to theroguegrant.com or theuncensoredreport.com and click on shop. Go down to longevity, click on it, and you'll be helping out the operations of the station so that we can continue to bring you a fresh perspective on alternative news. Longevity, check it out today. Get some of this great apparel from theroguegrant.com or the Uncensored Report or thevinascoop.com. We have hats, shirts, coffee mugs. They say educate, inspire, and change. Or for my Scoop fans, it'll say the Viniscoop, Sarasota Scoop, etc. Help me with this operation so I can continue to get a fresh perspective on the news out to the masses. Thanks a lot and have a great day. Just go to my website and click on the icon. Check out My Patriot Supply. They got the straw there. That straw is great. I tell you what, folks, you can go out and basically, if we're in a critical situation and there's a massive hurricane, there's no water, guess what? You use these straws, the life straw, out there in the pond, and it cleans out all the water and gets you filtered water. How can you beat it? Check it out. Check the product and much more, and help support the operations at theuncensoredreport.com for supporting the program. Did you know that the Bead Room, Macy's, and Sam's Club are now part of my organization where we are doing a revenue sharing program? So go to my webpage, theuncensoredreport.com. Click on any of those three links and take advantage of some of the free shipping or discounts that you may get. In return, you're supporting the operation and allowing me to continue to get the message out, both locally, nationally, and internationally. Thanks for supporting the program.
Your money manager giving you safety and security? Wouldn't you like to make your money work harder for you? Then you should consider joining philsgang.com, where thousands of individual investors have successfully profited.
This year I'm up 60% on my portfolio. Following your system has been fantastic. I've been with you for about a month and a half now, and I'm already up 7%.
I've been in the business for a long time, and you're really one of the best I've ever heard.
Well, I just want to let you know what a great teacher you are.
For over a decade, philsgang.com's Phil Grandy and Donald Cogswell have been teaching, coaching, and investing right along with all Phil's Gang members.
I want to thank Donnie for market wrap. I bought 2,500 shares of AUI and sold it this morning at $820 profit.
Why not join thousands of satisfied Phil's Gang customers today? Go to philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Call today.
Okay. Hey everybody, it's Frankie and we're back and we're continuing the conversation in regards to the homeless and shipping them off. Let's go ahead and return to the conversation. You can ship these guys away, but I got news for you. I've got news for Tom Barwin, for Sue Chapman, and everybody. Other counties are shipping their homeless our way. We're not going to solve this problem. Ultimately, the problem is jobs, drugs, and housing. And this is what's putting the people in the streets in Sarasota and across the nation. Most of them are not mentally ill. There obviously are some. They're just suffering from the consequences of substance abuse. I tell you what, take some synthetic drugs for a while. You're going to come across some mental illness. You would be amazed to see what these synthetics will do to a person. Another issue is the poverty within our area, folks. An unbalanced local economy and a massive gap in the housing market, and it's getting worse by the day. We need to help people who are suffering, but we also need to face up to the deep structural problems that we face in our community. I get the homeless calls all the time from individuals or their problems as they come onto my scoop pages. They are constant. People have them all the time. We must learn how to deal with it. I don't agree with just shipping them off to fix the issue. I don't believe Selby, the de facto homeless shelter, will do it. I don't think Barfield, the jailhouse attorney with the ACLU, is helping the situation by threatening lawsuits constantly. And I don't think paying a consultant $120,000 and then not going to him for advice is helping the situation. with this Barfield guy, I do believe he has a hold on the politicians, and they're afraid of taking real action. I've said that to people like Caragiulo. They're afraid over fears of a lawsuit that this jailhouse attorney will threaten them with to do anything substantive. I say stand up against this Barfield guy. Kick him to the curb. Take strong and legal action to stop the flow of drugs amongst these homeless folks. Keep up with the outreach programs that the SPD has. I think that's a great program that they're doing there. Educate the downtown visitors on how to stop them from handing out money to these homeless people. Take real action. Action that means something. Okay? Not inaction, not shipping them off. And that's my diatribe on the homeless question. But now we're going to go to South County, over to Northport. There was another sex controversy there, folks. And I really don't know what's going on down there. Back in March, residents were shocked by the suicide of Ricky Urbina. He was the officer that was on duty. He went to this party and was involved in some type of sexual exploits with another off-duty officer and a young lady. So he ended up killing himself in the middle of this sex scandal that included charges of rape and misconduct by the MPPD. As I said, he was on duty. He went there and was accused of sexual assault. Then there's the lovely Melanie Turner. She's the one that called him and asked him to come to the party. She was arrested on the sexual assault charges at the same party. They were later dropped after she quit the force. Oh, and then there's the multiple officers that were placed on leave right after that. While the department investigated reported inappropriate conduct, and we still have not heard the findings on that. You try to do a FOIA, and they sue you. It's crazy down there in Northport. And then around the same time, you had accusations of a harassment charge against a sergeant. Guess what? He retired, and the charges went away. I guess he just quit or retired, and charges disappeared down there. Now the latest embarrassment. And this involves Officer Jeff Wilson. He was arrested or in trouble for inappropriate sexual conduct. I wouldn't say he was arrested over it. He was terminated after a 5-month internal investigation, and they found that he violated the department's policies by having sex with his girlfriend while on the job. I believe she was 18, folks. But my question is, 5 months? Why not take the whole year? 5 months to find out if he's guilty? And how about, the thing with this is, like the party, everyone gets upset when you come down on the police. The brotherhood, the blue line out there. Here's the issue, folks. All those officers that were at the party that knew what was going on, none of them spoke up. There was this 18-year-old that was having sex with Jeff, was in a car with another officer. So apparently other officers knew what was going on, that this guy was having sex while on the job. Yet nobody spoke up, and that's part of the problem. These guys have to speak up. I know they're your buddy, but look what they're doing to your organization, to the department. And we need you to speak up. And so basically what the question that everyone has is, what in the world is happening down there in Northport? It appears as though they're plagued with police misconduct issues. Not unlike many other police departments throughout the U.S., but for some reason, it's happening even more here. Or maybe it's getting more attention because we live here. The vast majority of the law enforcement officers in the country perform their very difficult jobs with respect for the communities and compliance with the law. Even so, there are incidences which this is not the case, such as with Jeff. What was he thinking having sex with an 18-year-old on the job? How police officers are disciplined for acts of misconduct affects how the community views the police and how police view their jobs. An agency that routinely fails to take proper action when discovering its officers have committed acts of misconduct will eventually lose its credibility within the community, which is happening. Having the MPPD file a suit against some local activists for filing a FOIA request to find out what's going on with the police misconduct does not help their image. Intuitively, though, we can see why this is such a bad issue out there. If officers feel that the discipline system gives them no reason to obey the rules, some of them won't. Is that the case down there? The public may see results in many more acts of police misconduct. Likewise, if officers view the agency's discipline as oppressive, then they will avoid the work that generates the most complaints, such as going out there and dealing with citizens, contact with the citizens. So you got to draw that fine line. Look, I think solving the police misconduct problem is simple. Many of these people are power-hungry individuals who get off on having too much power. Unfortunately, this leads them to abusing the powers they get when they become a police officer, and we don't need that. We need to simply weed them out in the recruiting process. Don't just tell us you're doing it, but actually get out there and do it. I know, it sounds crazy, but trust me, it makes sense. And if police forces are already doing it, step it up a bit because you're not doing it enough. If NPPD is doing that, guess what? They need to take it up a notch, don't you think? There needs to be real accountabilities here for the folks. With the boys in blue, they need to be accountable. And a lot of these lawsuits against police, guess who ends up paying the price for them? Us, the good old taxpayers, you and me, folks. Here's an idea, and I guarantee you it'll lead to a lot less police misconduct. Let's make the officers face real consequences for their actions. Let's make them pay the large fines out of their pocket instead of out of mine, the taxpayer. I wasn't involved in this stupid act. Someone needs to police the police. And it can't be this FDLE. It needs to be an independent agency that's looking out for the people and not playing politics with the boys in blue. You definitely do not need another government organization watching over the police. Having government watch over governments has obviously issues, and that's part of the problem here. It's not the solution. People need to keep an eye out on the police and let their superiors know of misconduct. That's why we're seeing so much filming right now. If you go to Cop Block, oh my gosh, Cop Block. Every day, 2-3 videos on police that are being filmed treating a citizen unfairly. Stop giving them power. The militarization of the police, it has to stop. We're going to continue this conversation on officers and then hopefully get into a lot of my other subject matter when we return. I got a lot of things, as you know, on the grapevine, so we'll be back in just a few seconds. Did you know that the Bead Room, Macy's, and Sam's Club are now part of my organization where we are doing a revenue sharing program? So go to my webpage, theuncensoredreport.com. Click on any of those 3 links and take advantage of some of the free shipping or discounts that you may get. In return, you're supporting the operation and allowing me to continue to get the message out, both locally, nationally, and internationally. Thanks for supporting the program. Check out My Patriot Supply. They got the straw there. That straw is great. I tell you what, folks, you can go out and basically, if we're in a critical situation and there's a massive hurricane, there's no water, guess what? You use these straws, the life straw, out there in the pond, and it cleans out all the water and gets you filtered water. How can you beat it? Check it out. Check the product and much more, and help support the operations at theuncensoredreport.com. Get some of this great apparel from theroguegrant.com or the Uncensored Report or thevinousscoop.com. We have hats, shirts, coffee mugs. They say educate, inspire, and change. Or for my Scoop fans, it'll say the Venice Scoop, Sarasota Scoop, etc. Help me with this operation so I can continue to get a fresh perspective on the news out to the masses. Thanks a lot, and have a great day. Just go to my website. Hey everybody, this is Frankie, and I'm here today to introduce Longevity. It's a great nutritional supplement to anybody that's eating right or not eating right. I take supplements on a regular basis, and Longevity cannot be beat, especially at some of the great price points. So go to theroguegrant.com or theuncensoredreport.com and click on shop. Go down to Longevity, click on it, and you'll be helping out the operations of the station so that we can continue to bring you a fresh perspective on alternative news. Longevity, InfoWars icon. It'll give credit to the operation and help us continue to get the message out there. Have a great day. Hey everybody.
Is your money manager giving you safety and security? Wouldn't you like to make your money work harder for you? Then you should consider joining philsgang.com, where thousands of individual investors have successfully profited.
This year I'm up 60% on my portfolio. Following your system has been fantastic. I've been with you for about a month and a half now, and I'm already up 7%.
I've been in the business for a long time, and you're really one of the best I've ever heard.
Well, I just want to let you know what a great teacher you are.
For over a decade, Phil'sGang.com's Phil Grandy and Donald Cogswell have been teaching, coaching, and investing right along with all Phil's Gang members.
I want to thank Donnie for market wrap. I bought 2,500 shares of AUI and sold it this morning at $820 profit.
Why not join thousands of satisfied Phil's Gang customers today? Go to philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Call today.
1-800-PET-MEDS. Yes, get your pet essentials, your medicines, your collars, everything you need online. And guess what? You'll be supporting the operations of this great station, the Uncensored Report. So go to my website, click on the icon for 1-800-PET-MEDS, and help us continue the information war that's going on out there. The icon. Get some of this great apparel from therogrant.com or the Uncensored Report or the VintageScoop.com. We have hats, shirts, coffee mugs. They say educate, inspire, and change. Or for my Scoop fans, it'll say the Vintage Scoop, Sarasota Scoop, etc. Help me with this operation so I can continue to get a fresh perspective on the news out to the masses. Thanks a lot and have a great day. Just go to my website and click on the icon. All right, we are back, and this is Frankie, and we are talking about the concerns, the issues with the MPPD and the sex case down there. Let's continue the conversation, though. And I was talking about stop giving them power. Stop the militarization of the police. Given an out-of-control system, more power has much more potential for disaster, and we need to realize that. We saw that out of Ferguson, folks. In rare cases, it could help. But most military equipment does not belong in the police. They are already known to abuse their powers. We don't need a loophole around a standing army, all right, and which is basically what the government has done. They've gone around the Constitution by giving police military weapons and making them the de facto standing army. We do not need this at all. Militarized police state we are living in is crazy, folks. And as Phil Grandy would say, I'd have to say, are you kidding me? Equipment made for war in our streets? They don't belong in Sarasota County. I mean, call me a nut job, call me crazy, but Sarasota County does not look like a war zone. Well, maybe in certain areas. So there shouldn't be military equipment on the streets. Even the wonderful Obama, he said, weapons of war have no place on our streets. Now, Obama should step up to the plate and end the government program. Stop the lip service. And allow the military to give equipment to police is find it that it's not fair. It's not right. Stick to his words and take the military equipment away. Here's a statistic for you. 4,489 soldiers have been killed in Iraq. The number of Americans killed by police in the last decade is over 5,000. This should be a startling number to you guys. It's startling to me. Oh, and the terrorists that brought up a lot of us losing a lot of our constitutional rights, our privacy and everything. Guess what? They've killed 238 people since 9/11. So, I want to get this straight. You're more likely to be killed by police than terrorists. The number killed in our Iraq war is lower than the number of people killed by police in the last decade. Sound like we might be doing something wrong yet? Think about it, folks. The way I see things is we have a huge problem. The police are out of control, especially in Northport. They appear to do what they want and get away with it too much. A badge and a gun seems to give them way too much power, and things must change. Some may disagree with me. I'm expecting that. Criticize me for my views. I get hate mail daily. But that is why I see things, and you will find that that's the way I see things, and you'll find that many people share my same concern out there. Many people. I'm not alone, folks. My solution may not completely solve the problems in Northport, but I believe they could create a huge dent in the problem. It'd be a huge step in the right direction. That and getting rid of Vespa, that's the other idea out there. Who are they serving? They're supposed to be serving us, the people. And that segues me into my next conversation. Politics, the cost of politics as usual here in Sarasota County. Political decisions often result in unintended consequences, especially here. And they have a significant impact on the common folk, but they don't realize it. And the problem is that most politicians feel that the residents are dumbed down with their busy lifestyles. They're out there watching reality TV, playing games and other distractions. Meanwhile, the politically connected and the politicians are pushing through their agendas that continue to financially impact the common folk, us, the taxpayers. Just look at Warren Mineral Springs and that whole debacle and how it ended. It cost the city of Northport and the residents another $200,000. It keeps getting shut down. They just shut the doors again. The county just issued a deadline saying, hey, if it's not sold by then, we're out of here. You have people with the likes of Barbetta on the city commission or the county commission walking out because things were not going the way he liked. So he got up and walked out of the city of Northport. They got upset. They decided to sell their half. Now they're still fighting. Yes, and here's the stupidity of it all. They decided instead of taking another year of keeping it temporarily open, that they were going to close it down. Yes, in their world, it makes sense to have, let's say, $40,000 in expenses and not have any revenue come in. How does that make sense? What is wrong with these politicians? Sue Chapman, she's now Sarasota City Commissioner. While she was the president of Hudson Bayou Neighborhood Association, she used her political influence and lobbied the city to move the lift station out of her neighborhood. She didn't like that unsightly thing there. According to Mike Schowitz, he had an article back in 2006 that it cost the city around $10 million. Would you say that's money well spent or politics as usual? Yes, this is the same lift station that they're fighting over now because it's too large in the new community. I wonder if those folks know that Sue Chapman had everything to do with the decision to move it into their backyard. Now we have to we have her using her political clout as a city commissioner to make even more politically connected decisions. How about the Northport City Commissioners, like Cook? She decided that her neighbors, they didn't like the Bayflight. It was making too much noise. You know Bayflight, that thing, that silly little helicopter that flies around and saves lives throughout Sarasota County? They said it was too loud. They didn't like it, so they tried to fight it down. But thanks to social media, like my scoop pages, we were able to rally around it and say, hold up 1 second. You idiots, get your game together. We are not going to tolerate this. We cannot forget that we can't forget to stay on top of these city elected officials. The homeless consultant. There's another debacle. I already told you guys all about how the city of Sarasota is making all kinds of decisions and not going to him, even though we're paying him a huge amount of money. For this, we've paid out, $120,000, probably more now. And we got a 12-point plan that everybody knew. But the problem was that the cities could not come in agreement. It wasn't that we didn't have the ideas. It was because they were doing politics as usual. And yes, many politicians are out there thinking, oh, come on, we're doing what's right for the people. But I ask you, do you feel like they're doing what's right? Voters will have to make some decisions here. It's coming up in November. And the funny thing is, we can't even decide then. Because essentially, the Republicans decided who was going to win 2 county commissioner seats. Paul Caragiulo and Mayo. Basically, Caragiulo went out there, he ran in his election, he won it, and guess what? He's going up against a write-in candidate that's name is not going to be on the ballot. So he essentially, the Republicans decided who was going to go up there and support us and sponsor us and make decisions for us at the county level. Why is this happening, folks? We need to step up and start to let people hear our voices. And I see it all too much. We got to stop this politics as usual. We can't not let it continue. People need to wake up. I had a conversation before this with JR. And we were talking about how people do not step up to the plate. Or actually, it was with Donnie. We were sitting there and we're saying, look, they'll cry and whine and everything about how politics is hurting them, yet they won't get out and vote. And these guys will continue to do politics as usual. Now, that's the end of this week's show. Hopefully you enjoyed it, talking about the issues impacting Sarasota County. If you want to catch me daily, you can at 11 till 12, where I talk about national and international issues on my radio show, which is on YouTube at theuncensoredreport.com. We go out there, we discuss about everything that impacts us. Also, check out my scoop pages. This is Frankie. I'll see you guys all next week. Thank you.